Tonight, it's a state of the unknown for billions in bonding dollars at Minnesota's capital. What that means for some major local projects.
Plus, open for business, how some Minnesota stores are handling their first day, having customers walk through their doors.
And a major industry in Michigan is back up and running, and thousands of workers are back on the job after being hit by the coronavirus pandemic.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Another chaotic ending to Minnesota's legislative session will send lawmakers back to the drawing board come June.
For the second time in the last 4 years, lawmakers failed to pass a bonding bill on time. That leaves the door open for a special session next month and funding for many Northland projects in limbo. CBS 3's John Cardinelli spoke with local lawmakers on both sides of the aisle today and explains how the breakdown occurred.
With the legislative session ending last night and no bonding bill in place, projects like restoring this seawall in Duluth's harbor are now put on hold. The city was expecting to receive around $8 million to go towards refurbishing the wall and protecting it from erosion. They also were planning on receiving around $5.5 million to go towards Phase 3 of the Lake Walk reconstruction project. But those are not the only local projects impacted. In all, the Northland was hoping to see more than $125 million for things like upgrades to the depot, UMD, and Lake Superior College campuses. Among other things that would have been funded, new ATV trails and a fire hall on the Iron Range, just to name a few. I spoke with members of the DFL and GOP. Both parties seemed disappointed that an agreement wasn't reached. That's in part because Democrats wanted a bill that was in the neighborhood of $2 billion. Republicans wanted a bill half that size. They said that difference in ideology is what led to an unfinished bonding bill in this session.
When it came time to bring it to the House floor, it wasn't able to pass off the House floor because we weren't able to get those those House GOP Republican members to vote for it because they had said that they would not vote for it until the governor relinquished his peacetime emergency powers.
Members of the GOP wanted to signal to Governor Walz that right now is not the time to put together a bonding bill, as the world is in the middle of a pandemic, and Minnesota is staring down a roughly $2.5 billion budget deficit.
You know, these bonding projects are so important, and they need to be well thought out. And I think it needs to be a bill that we can all really feel good about and take the time we need.
Both Representatives Olson and Lehman say they look forward to a special session soon in which a bill can be put forward. And now a special session will need to be called by Governor Tim Walz, and it's expected that session will start on June 12th. And coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from both members of the DFL and GOP what they hope to accomplish in that special session.
Thanks, John. Unlike most bills that require a simple majority, a bonding bill needs a 3/5 majority to pass. So while Democrats control the House, they needed quite a bit of GOP buy-in to move this along, where it likely would have been dead in the Republican-controlled Senate anyway.
And we'll check in on the weather now with Dave. Dave, still windy out there, but hey, at least the sun is shining and things are starting to green up.
That's one way to look at it, though the fire danger is still pretty high. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag, good and bad. Let's talk about the winds. Let's take a look around our region. Here by the Twin Ports, where the lake is flat and the winds get gusty, we're running 15 to 26 miles an hour. Yeah, that's knocking down some trees here and there and blowing trash around and creating some troubles. So folks have to be careful, especially by the lake. Inland, the forests are slowing down the winds, so they're not so bad out there. 8 miles an hour in Grand Rapids, piece of cake. All right, what's happening for the week ahead? Dry spell will linger. We've got high pressure plopped down to the middle part of the country. It'll keep that low pressure system at the west at bay probably till Friday. So from now until then, it may be a little bit too dry for some folks' liking because the fire danger has popped up again. Some towns are facing a red flag warning for a couple more hours. We'll point that out in just a little bit, but right now we point out the day planner for Tuesday, which shows Duluth high temps around 62 with a partly cloudy sky. Could be warmer than that inland, just like today. We'll talk about for how long coming up in a bit.
Thanks, Dave. New at 6, a scary scene in Brainerd today as the fire broke out at City Hall. Nobody was hurt in the blaze. City officials report the fire started before 12:30 p.m. In all, 10 employees were evacuated. The majority of city staffers were reported to be working at home at the time. The fire chief says they are investigating construction there as the potential cause of the fire. It was contained within 10 minutes.
The next time you head out for a shopping trip at Fitkers, you may want to bring a mask with you. This comes as Minnesota stores can now open for foot traffic under the new Stay Safe Minnesota plan. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez spoke to businesses who are ramping up their safety protocols for their employees and customers.
This is how it was meant to be open.
After 2 months of being closed, businesses in Minnesota can finally open back up to foot traffic.
I just really miss the interaction with my customers.
During the wait, stores worked getting their shops up to health standards.
My main priority is the safety of my customers and my employees.
Aside from sanitizing their credit card reader, Lotus on the Lake in Fitkers has taken it to the next level.
So I provide free masks as they're coming in and hand sanitizer.
The way you try on clothes will be different too.
In the fitting rooms, I do require that they wear a mask while trying on clothes. I sanitize everything after they're done. I let the clothes breathe for a while, and also I steam them.
All while following social distancing guidelines.
I'm making sure that everybody is at least 6 feet apart, so I'm only allowing 4 to 5 people in my store at a time.
The same goes for Whimsy, a children's clothing store. The business had to put away their demo toys and train table to minimize touch points.
We want to take as many safety precautions as possible, but we want people to feel welcome at the same time.
Meanwhile, Trail Fitters will open back up on Wednesday after their store and employees get training on safety protocols.
That's kind of a process, getting everyone back into the loop of it and then training them on safe procedures going forward.
The store will be equipped with 4 sanitizing stations.
But they'll have a hand sanitizer pump, they'll have a garbage waste can, and Kleenexes.
There to welcome people in and make sure the germs stay out.
We envision people kind of accessing it right when they come in, but also on their way out.
All 3 stores are still offering curbside pickup too if customers feel safer that way.
Meanwhile, the Miller Hill Mall in Duluth is open once again. While the mall itself is allowing people inside again, many stores do remain closed. Ulta Beauty and Barnes & Noble are both open for curbside pickup only. The few stores that are open are Apricot Lane, DSW, Buckle, Art in the Alley, Journeys, and Black Fridays. All are required to have safety precautions in place to reduce the chances of spreading COVID-19.
Grand Casino doesn't have an official opening date on the books just yet, but today they laid out a health and safety plan in anticipation. Casino management says it will be a phased process at their Hinckley and Mille Lacs locations. During the first phase, most of the gaming floor will reopen, but bingo, poker, and pull tabs will not. While the dine-in restaurants will stay closed, some 24/7 dining options will be operating. Guests and employees will have their temperatures taken. There will also be more sanitation. Check out our website for their full plan. Auto workers are returning to work in Michigan today. Workers streamed into a Detroit area Fiat Chrysler truck assembly plant before dawn today, ready to get back at it after a couple of months away due to the coronavirus pandemic. Tens of thousands of auto workers will be returning to plants across North America this week. It's not a full return to normal, and it could be temporary if people don't start buying vehicles again. But automakers say there's enough pent-up demand, especially for pickup trucks, to get the factories humming again.
More safer than being anywhere at any stores, because they got the screening and everything, your body, all that. I feel like that's amazing. That's smart. I like that. So I feel more safe. I won't get sick.
Although companies are taking precautions, one big virus outbreak at an auto plant could send the industry back into hibernation.
Wisconsin's governor says he's given up on any statewide rules to control the coronavirus amid fierce Republican opposition. Democratic Governor Tony Evers' administration had been working on a new emergency rule after the state Supreme Court last week struck down the governor's stay-at-home order. They withdrew the new rule today after a top state Republican accused Evers of trying to use the process to reinstate stay-at-home orders. Meanwhile, the state of Wisconsin is dedicating $75 million towards helping small businesses get back on their feet. Governor Tony Evers announced the We're All In initiative today. The money largely comes from the Federal CARES Act. Small businesses are eligible for $2,500 grants. The money can be used for things like health and safety improvements, wages, rent, and inventory. Grant recipients will also need to commit to following health guidelines like social distancing to help customers feel safe. Businesses can start applying for the grants in June. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3 as cabin fever kicks in and you head out on the water. Boat safety is always important, but this year there are some new safety tips you should be aware of thanks to COVID-19.
Over the hill, Duluth, high temp today, 67 degrees, warmer than normal. And into the 70s farther inland, but right by the lake, it was indeed cool. It'll likely be like that tomorrow. We'll talk about that in our dry spell, when that'll finally break, coming up after this break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
Keep scrolling. Order food. Skim headlines. Order shoes. Use AutoSend for flowers. Use AutoSend for birthdays. Don't go outside. Don't go outside. Don't leave the phone behind. No sync. Don't blink. Don't think. Don't ever let yourself feel this alive. Breathe. Ride.
A lot of land comes with a lot of work. The affordable new MX series has a lot to offer. The versatility to mow, move hay bales, grade, and clear brush and snow. A spacious cab to keep you comfortable in any conditions. Excellent loader lift capacity, hydrostatic or gear transmission options, and built to get every job done right. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
From the fist pumps to the goosebumps, the date nights to the late nights to the fill up the plate nights, from the amazing shows to the healthy glows, the comfy sheets to the endless eats, the sizzle, the drizzle, the swizzle, the trips, the dips, the sips. We miss it all too, but mostly we miss you. Can't wait to see you soon. Grand Casino.
Reclaim your life today in the face of anxiety, depression, or thoughts of suicide at Ketamine North Infusion. In our safe spaces, we want to ensure you a better quality of life with our low-dose IV ketamine infusions. Ketamine North Infusion. Be well with us.
We'd like to invite you to visit the Good Garden Company to see all of our extraordinary new garden supplies, including our healthy, well-cared-for selection of annuals, perennials, veggies, fruits, herbs and trees, and shrubs. We're happy to help you create your special gardens with unique garden art, pottery, statuary, and furniture. Please visit us soon and experience the Good Garden Company in Billings Park in Superior.
A dream that is so real that it takes you a long time to wake up.
Are you microdosing again?
No. Well, maybe.
That wasn't awkward at all.
Oh, impressive.
Yes! Yes!
So here we are for some culture.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS 3 Duluth.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, it's dry out there once again. All last week we were plagued by elevated fire dangers just about every day. Now a portion of our region today is facing critical fire dangers. Red flag warning in effect for another 45 minutes or so here for central parts of Minnesota, working up in St. Louis County up towards the Iron Ranges, and then down to the south to the bottom of Carleton County. Pretty dry there, and with gusty winds and low relative humidities, it's not a good situation. Be careful with fire, and hopefully things will start to ease up maybe by the weekend, because it's going to stay dry from now until then. We'll show you the 7-day forecast in just a bit, of course, but right now we do have the current conditions, and discounting the fire danger and discounting that wind at 26 miles per hour from the east-northeast, it's a lovely day out there with sunshine and decent temperatures. 59 currently at the airport. Relative humidity has crept up to 38%, so after 7, it's felt that things will start to become a little bit juicier, at least temporarily. Again, the fire problem may pop up again as early as tomorrow afternoon. What we need is a good soaker, of course, and I don't think we have a chance for that till Friday. Temperatures right now are lower 60s for the Upper Peninsula. Only the upper 40s by the lake in Wisconsin, at least towards the Bayfield Peninsula, but 59 Hayward, 63 Solon Springs, down to 48 in Superior, 59 Moose Lake, 57 Silver Bay, and 70 in Ely, 75 towards Orr. International Falls not too far behind. So temperatures are a little bit up and down, cooler by the lake, warmer inland. It'll be like that again tomorrow. Current Doppler map shows higher pressure taking over Minnesota, clearing up the sky. Not quite into Wisconsin completely yet, or the Upper Peninsula, so still some clouds there and a few stray rain showers. But that high will conquer the upper Midwest and then keep us on the dry side, I do believe, from Tuesday in through Thursday. It'll be sunny but dry. Salvation in the form of rain could come our way and knock down the fire danger, I'm thinking, by Friday, and then stick around perhaps through Saturday and Sunday as well. So this low pressure system here will be bringing us about 40 to 50% chances for showers and thunderstorms those 3 days. Now tonight, here's what we get in Minnesota. Low temps, upper 30s by the lake, lower 40s. Inland, partly cloudy sky from the high pressure cell, and everybody shares a continued easterly wind 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wisconsin, Michigan lows 42 to 45. Tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan high temps 64 by the lake to 72 inland, clear to partly cloudy. Easterly wind slows down a little bit, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Minnesota temps tomorrow with sunshine, 50s by the lake, and I'm thinking into the 70s again, farther inland. Now, the 7-day forecast is coming our way. Tony's waiting for it with bated breath, because if you could see him off camera, he's busy pointing at me. Get to the 7-day. No, actually, he wanted me to punch over a button. But anyway, here's the 7-day forecast. Slow and steady increase in temperatures from the 60s for Duluth on Tuesday to the 70s by Wednesday. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we get the chances for the rain that we do need. But it could come at the cost of a thunderstorm. And I know some pets and some people don't like those thunder boomers, but that will be the price we have to pay to keep the fire danger away.
70s sound good. Thanks, Dave. The week leading up to Memorial Day has traditionally been National Safe Boating Week since the 1950s. This year, boaters have even more safety tips to remember thanks to COVID-19. Dave Anderson has them.
In the excitement to get back on the water, many boaters forget the rules of safe boating. Members of the Coast Guard family see that all the time, every spring. To prevent the worst, President Eisenhower proclaimed an annual National Safe Boating Week back in 1958. The prime safety tip is wear your life jacket at all times, rather than hoping to get it on in an emergency.
It's better to wear it because the water is very cold right now as we start the season.
Rules and laws regarding boating are many, and one modern way to find them is to get the Coast Guard's free phone app. It can also be used to report an emergency. The coasties that make up the search and rescue teams here in the Northlands Coast Guard family hope that folks do get the safety app, pay attention to it, and keep their summer easy going without any troubles. And skippers should consider taking a safe boating class, whether new to the water or an old salt looking for some freshening.
And I would encourage people to take the boating safety class that's offered through the Coast Guard Auxiliary or through the Power Squadron.
This year may be the most important National Safe Boating Week ever because now boaters have to worry about their health as much as their on-the-water safety. COVID-19 is forcing everyone to navigate uncharted waters, including boaters. The Minnesota DNR, for example, urges anglers to boat close to home. They say there should be no overnight stays, bring all needed supplies with you, and only go as far as you can travel and return on a single tank of gas or a single charge for EV drivers.
Our region has Coast Guard auxiliary flotillas in International Falls, Duluth, and Bayfield. All offer free vessel safety checks during the boating season.
Shows and events are among the many things that have been put on hold due to COVID-19. Although the deck in Duluth remains closed, officials have been busy rescheduling events and contacting consumers and ticket holders. Officials say they had to postpone about 10 events, and they're hoping to reschedule the gets postponed, you will be notified, and you will have a 30-day window to decide if you want a refund or if you will attend the event at a later date. Coming up in sports, a very special surprise for a local coach. Kelly Hinseth is in next.
Summer is here with Crestliner at Rave Sport and Marine.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Today, more than ever, you need fast, reliable internet. At Mediacom, we want you to know you can count on us. Our fiber-powered 100% gigabit technology network was built for the future. We have enormous capacity and power and 99.99% network reliability. So even though these are uncertain times, we're prepared. And you can be certain we'll keep your world connected.
You've got questions and plenty of work to get done. At Northland Lawn, Sport, and Equipment, we're here to help. We can meet with you on FaceTime, Skype, or Zoom, or schedule an after-hours appointment to limit public exposure. We'll pick up and deliver parts and equipment, and we have discounted parts and service appointments. We're all in this together, and together, we'll get the job done right.
Kristen Vaki, as a fellow Iron Ranger, brings a calmness to our team where she's unflappable.
Kristen Vaki is one of the most respected anchors in this market.
I think her passion for journalism runs really deep in her.
Kristen is the real deal, a pleasure to work with, and you can always count on her.
Get to know Kristen Vaki, weeknights on Live Local CBS3.
Has your roof seen its better days? It's that time of year again to think of replacing your old roof. Call Peak Construction Roofing today for your free estimate at guaranteed affordable rates. Peak Roofing also provides the best roofing warranty in the Northland. Financing? No problem. 0% financing up to 12 months, or get a low-interest payment plan that will fit your budget. Call the best, Peak Construction Roofing. They'll do the rest. Let us take care of you.
For 50 years, family-owned Crenson has proudly been serving the Twin Ports and surrounding communities. We make the vehicle buying process simple, straightforward, and stress-free. Drive away in a 2020 Nissan Rogue today with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 in NMAC bonus cash. We're open. Stop in anytime, or if you prefer, call for a no-contact appointment for sales or service. Visit us online for our complete inventory listing. Crenson, 2 locations, 1 great team.
Welcome back into sports. About a month and a half ago, Duluth Denfeld head coach of Richard Swanson was diagnosed with pancreatic and liver cancer, on top of already not being able to coach his softball team this year because of the pandemic. But luckily, he's got a pretty supportive squad. The Denfeld softball team didn't let that stop them from celebrating their favorite coach. Team captain Stephanie Ferguson and Nicole McGinn organized a drive-by surprise for their favorite coach earlier today, just to show how much he means to them.
It was supposed to be just like something for our team, and then we decided to extend it to anyone who wanted to come, and it turned out that we didn't expect.
We have some of his friends told him, hey, let's go have coffee on your lawn since it's a nice day. So we're just going to surprise him and drive by. So he has no clue.
And little did Swanee know that his players, along with a lot of other members of the Kunders community, were there to show him just how much they are rooting for him. A guy that is a lot more than just a coach.
He means I've known him probably since I was in 3rd or 5th grade. I came to his camps all the time, just had a blast at him. He's helped me through my softball career so much. I will be attending Bemidji State University next year from help from him. He means a lot to me.
Same old Swan. They wrote an article about him the other day. He went golfing, and he's still sending us jokes and talking to all of us. So he's the same old Swan that he always has been.
Pretty sweet. A new week brings a new NHL plan to hopefully return to the ice. Hockey insider Pierre LeBrun of The Athletic reports the league and the Players Association have made progress on a 24-team playoff format if play resumes. The NHL has been on the sidelines since March 12th, and according to LeBrun, there would be an unspecified number of games played before the playoffs start. But before anyone returns to the rink, the Return to Play Committee will need to agree to a format, and the NHLPA's executive board would have to approve the plan. There were 189 regular season games still remaining when the pandemic paused the season. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman has stated before the players would need at least 3 weeks of training camp before they restart. And a progressive rule change for the NFL is likely coming when it comes to coaching hires. According to a report, the NFL is expanding the Rooney Rule. Established in 2003, the Rooney Rule requires NFL teams to interview at least one minority candidate for any head coaching vacancy. Now, NFL Network's Tom Pelissero is reporting that the league has immediately changed the rule, requiring clubs to speak with at least 2 minority candidates for head coaching jobs. Also, the rule has been expanded to include at least one interview with a minority candidate for offensive of defense and defensive coordinator vacancies. That's going to do it for sports for now. We'll have more here back tonight in the CBS 3 News at 10. Kristen and Tony, for now, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Kelly. Coming up later tonight, more businesses are allowed to open today under the new Stay Safe order. We're talking to 2 Northland businesses about what they can expect, about what you can expect to encounter this summer. That includes people who run boating operations, outdoor stores, and more. We'll have more on the CBS 3 News at 10.
As more and more states reopen, businesses are getting creative when it comes to how to practice social distancing, particularly in restaurants. A Maryland restaurant is using bumper tables intended to separate customers and keep them 6 feet apart. In a video shot by a social media user, people were seen rolling out these customized tables, which are essentially inner tubes on wheels.
That's interesting. It's like, have you seen the restaurant in the UK did the floaties on the head as well to help people social distance?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's wild.
Gotta get creative.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 10.